I'm not really sure what creationism is, but it sounds like something to do with creating something.
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it like the difference between like the science view of how the world was made and like religious beliefs? That's what it is.
Honestly, I don't really know, but I guess it's the story of creation.
Creationism? I don't really know. I guess it's just like creativity, so imagination, like how well you use your imagination.
It's basically saying there's God who made the earth and made everything on the earth, and that's how like the world came to be from this like higher being.
Isn't that like, like God created the world, like theories on like any religion that believes in like a creator of the universe?
I have no idea what creationism is.
The belief is that we didn't evolve from anything.
The idea that like God made the universe.
I'm personally a Christian, so I believe in creationism. I think it's good to educate the public in that as well. I know everyone doesn't believe.
I personally do agree with creationism, but I also believe that evolution and creationism can go together.
No.
Yes, I do believe that there's a higher being that created us. I believe that there is a God that created us, but I also believe in evolution. So I believe that God was the one who designed evolution to happen.
I think I agree with creationism, like we were all created. I mean, I'm religious, so I think God created us, but we were created by something.
If it's like talking about like God made Adam and Eve, then yeah.
I would have to say that I don't really fully agree with creationism. It might have been like, because evolution is a thing, it's been, in my opinion, proven. There might have been, to a point something created before then, but saying that evolution isn't, a thing, I don't agree with.
I mean, they're drastically different, and depending on which approach you take, the curriculum will change according to that.
I guess it affects it because there's always like the battle between the church and the state and like where to separate those things.
I think creationism is very like narrow-minded in its religious thought, where it focuses on one religion, like Christianity. So I think teaching it in schools would disable like the kids from exploring what they want.
I think it would give people the opportunity to see more than just one side of things, where I know if you were to go into a biology class and they tell you this is how it's done, I think it gives people the opportunity to believe what they want to believe about how humans and how this world was created. I also think it gives a more like broad idea, as opposed to just like drilling students with this is the only way that it was done and this is the only thing that happened.
I do not believe that, because I think that religion is a personal thing and it's definitely not universal. So you can't monopolize education by teaching creationism when not everyone believes in a religion.
Personally, I believe creationism should be taught over evolution because that's what I believe, but I can see how that would offend a lot of other families that have children going into schools that didn't teach evolutionism.
Personally, I don't think so. I mean, it depends on the school. If it's a private school, then yeah, but in public schools, I personally don't think so.
I think creationism should be taught and prioritized. I mean, I still think you should learn both evolution and creationism, but I think that creationism gives you more of a interpretation of your own.
Yeah, I guess, because like when they taught me evolution, I was really scared of monkeys for a long time. Like gorillas freaked me out because I thought they were us, and I was like, ew, we used to look like that.
Well, I think religion plays a large role in someone's personal choices. So if you teach creationism in a school, then they'll probably, I don't know, learn their life through the Bible, or if you teach evolution, then they'll probably rely more on science.
I think that when teaching creationism, there can be some issues that arise because some want it to be completely factual based and some believe creationism is all a fantasy or that it's not factual enough. So it's all about the individuals that are participating in the classroom setting that and their beliefs. So it just depends.
My sixth grade history teacher told me that, like, she was teaching evolution, and she asked the class, like, what we believed, and I said that I believed, like, I raised my hand. She asked the class, so I, like, raised my hand, and, like, I told her, like, I'm a Christian, and, like, I believe that, like, species evolve, like, there's scientific fact over that, but, you know, like, I believe that initially there was a creator, and he created everything, and I told her that in my sixth grade way. It probably wasn't as organized as that, but she persisted to tell me that I was wrong, and that evolution was, like, the only, like, option to believe.
If creationism was taught in schools, then people who don't believe in God, they'll think that we're forcing our religion on them.
Pretty much people making their own decisions, I guess that controversy with, like, not everyone has a religion, so.
I have not seen this controversy, but a lot of people, I think the controversy stems from parents that haven't been in school for a very long time, I guess, and the stuff that their kids are learning now is new to their parents, and it's kind of scary to them.
So overall, I was both surprised and not surprised with some of the responses. I was a little surprised that people didn't know what creationism was when I first asked them, but they just didn't know the terminology of it. And I guess growing up as a pastor's daughter, I just kind of knew all of the issues going on with religion and things like that going on in the nation. So I was just a little surprised that they didn't know what creationism was, but the minute I started explaining or asking about evolution, they kind of started to understand more. And most of their responses were to be as expected, especially when we're living in the Bible Belt. They agreed with creationism. I did have some people say that they didn't agree with it, so it was kind of cool to see some varying answers, and it was just really cool to see their responses, and it's kind of also encouraging to know that they're informed about the topic, and they seem to know a lot about creationism. And creationism is such a vital topic, especially with religion and issues going on in public education, because the debates going on between church and state and separation of the two is just always going to be important in our daily lives. So this was a really cool project to do.